Hello, guys, and welcome. And this is a little bit of a breaking story. It actually happened about 6 hours ago. To be fair, I'm just a bit late getting the video out. But Michael Carrick has been appointed Middlesbrough manager, which I think is good for him. I mean, I think it's a good move for Middlesbrough. I think it's a positive step. I mean, you look at Middlesbrough recently; they've been trying to look at experienced managers, and it hasn't quite worked for them. You look at people like Stephen Warnock. Then you look at other recent managers that they've also had. Chris Wilder, it's just not worked for them. But I think Michael Carrick brings new ideas. Obviously, we saw him have a little stint after Ollie left at Manchester United, and we actually played well under Carrick. To be fair, I wouldn't have minded if Carrick would have been given the job for the rest of the season ahead of Ralph Rangnick, who came in and did absolutely nothing other than just disrespect the club and just say, it's open heart surgery trying to fix this club. It's not just about the players, but I'll go into that in maybe another video in the future, depending on what happens. But I want to focus on, obviously, Michael Carrick and his first venture into management. Now, he did say, obviously, when he left Old Trafford, he did want to go into management, and he had been waiting for the right opportunity. Apparently, there has been other approaches. Apparently, even a Premier League team came in for him. There was another Championship team before Middlesbrough, but he didn't feel like the project suited him. I don't know which Premier League team it were. That's just what I've read, that there was a Premier League team looking at him at some point. I'm thinking maybe potentially Aston Villa, obviously, with what's happened with Steven Gerrard. That's the only team I can really realistically think of. But yeah, I think Middlesbrough are obviously looking for a manager who's going to have fresh ideas. You've seen people like Neil Warnock. You've seen people like Chris Wilder. They've gone, Gary Monk a couple of years ago as well. Went to the club and couldn't really do much. But I think Michael Carrick, obviously, it gives him a better idea of maybe where they want to be in a couple of years' time. Obviously, I think it's going to be a long project. I don't think he's just going to automatically be, pushing for promotion. I think this season, promotion's not. Well, everyone said that about Forest until Steve Cooper took over. So, anything could happen. But what I'm saying is that I think it's a step too far for Borough this season. You think maybe if they have a positive January, maybe get rid of dead weight, players who they don't need or aren't in Carrick's thinking, ship them out, maybe get a few decent loan signings in, because obviously they've not got a huge budget. So I think the best thing for them to do is maybe get a couple of loan signings in. Maybe if they look to the Premier League, I mean, there's always Premier League teams that are looking to loan out players. That happens all the time. You can guarantee that there's going to be at least 3-4 teams that maybe have a couple of decent young players who could be available for loans. So maybe looking in maybe that direction as well could really help Middlesbrough. Obviously, having a positive transfer window is going to help in January. And obviously, like I said, there's like 5 championship games now before the World Cup. That gives him a lot of time for preparation, to work with the players who obviously aren't going to the World Cup with Middlesbrough. For Middlesbrough, not with. That's my mistake. But yeah, but you can only see it as a positive. And obviously we saw a little bit of an idea of what he'd do as manager. We saw it at Manchester United, and I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed what I saw. We looked like a solid side under Carrick. And obviously, as an ex-Manchester United player, and as a Manchester United fan myself, this is good news for him. You obviously got Chris McKenna as well, who's obviously doing well at his respective club, who's also on, the coaching staff at Manchester United this time last year. But yeah, I think it's a good step for Middlesbrough. I think it's a good step in the right direction. Obviously, like I said, they've tried with a few experienced managers, and it's just not worked. Why that is, I don't know. Because we saw Chris Wilder at Sheffield United when they were in the Championship and they got promoted. That first season back in the Premier League, they were amazing. And I think once people started, getting wise to Sheffield United's tactics, it started going wrong for him there. He used them sort of tactics at Middlesbrough. People were wise to it. So they knew how to hit him on the break when they had, overlapping centre backs. Who we ever heard of that before? But Carrick's more, he plays a more compact sort of style from what he did at Manchester United. It's probably going to be maybe a 4-3-3 sort of formation. Or a 4-2-3-1 is what he played at United. So thinking maybe that tactically, he's obviously going to have new tactics. He's obviously got to decide who his coaching staff are going to be as well. So I think it's just exciting. I think it's good to see that they're actually willing to give a little bit of trust in a manager that's maybe unproven. He only had, I think it was 4 or 5 games in charge of Manchester United. He didn't have very long at all. Put to say he was into it, he was, caretaker manager, one of the biggest clubs in England for 4 or 5 games, and we actually played well. I think it goes to show that he has got a little bit of know-how. I mean, he would have picked up some great things under some okay managers. Solskjaer we had a period where we were okay. I mean, I don't think he would have picked up off a Rangnick, to be fair. I mean, that guy's past his prime. But yeah, but again, like I said, I will be obviously keeping a close eye on it. We'll see obviously how they progress and how Middlesbrough end up doing now in the Championship. Now they've got a fresh manager, a young manager who's going to have, like I said, new ideas. And like I said, I think one of the main things, or one of the first things, is obviously sorting the defence out, trying to get the goals, and trying to have a positive January transfer window, which I think is going to be, important for them. I think having a good window is going to be important for Middlesbrough. Going forward, I think it's going to be vital to how the rest of the season goes. Anyway, guys, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. Bad appointment, good appointment. Let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and please subscribe for more videos like this. Anyway, guys, I'll see you soon.